We got it going on, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. Oh my goodness gracious, the people, the people, the people. The people, the people, the people. I'm gonna relax a little bit, man, because I already know it's gonna be a lot of stuff said tonight, man. Oh, it's gonna be so much said tonight. It's gonna be ridiculous, man, because people are angry. I never seen so many angry people before. People are tired of the BS. They just, I mean, they'll smile, but you know, there be that smile that's like, it's behind the eyes. You can see the anger. Just, people are pissed. They have a right to be pissed too, Johnson. There's a lot of nonsense going on, Johnson. I mean, have you noticed this stuff that's not on the shelves in the supermarket lately? That's right, the supermarket shelves started to look a little bit bare. Things are changing, Johnson. Things are changing. It's like, goodness gracious, what's going on, man? And did you notice the price of chicken wings? A damn chicken wing might cost you $15, man. What the hell? A pack is $230. What the hell is going on here, Johnson? What kind of chickens are they selling? What kind of high-class chickens are they? We're getting the shack of chickens? What's going on here? Platinum chickens? Look like the same chicken. Ain't nothing special about it. I want my chicken to be, I'll take the illiterate chicken. I don't need the Einstein chickens. Why, what's going on? I don't need valedictorian. Give me somebody who skipped school. This chicken is outrageously smart, high-priced chicken. High-ass chicken. These people crazy. Man, what is going on, Johnson? They want us living off oodles and noodles. That's what they want, Johnson. So y'all be all bloated up with all that salt. Just can't vote now. Can't vote. Can't get to the polls because got the gout. Jesus, man, they are trying to get us, man. They are trying to slow us down, Johnson. It is crazy, man, these prices. People pissed about that. It's gas is still not working. Come on now. Come on now. I'm sitting around contemplating if I really want to see you. Hey, big boy. Hey, big Mr. Black, won't you come by? All right, Mrs. Black, you better be glad I live here because I would not be driving nowhere right now. Can we work this out on the phone? Do we really need to see each other? Do we really miss each other? Like, we should go out. We should spend time together. Let's just say it's cheaper. Okay, cool. Man, them gas prices ain't no joke, Johnson. So all that's going on, man, I'm telling you, Johnson, so people are upset, and they have a right to be upset, man, because we spent all this money. We sent all this money to Ukraine. Could you send some of that over here? It's a battle going on here. Me against these bill collectors. Hello? And them bill collectors is as ruthless as Putin. Believe me, Johnson. They ruthless, man. They don't want no, it ain't about NATO with them, it's about payroll. Payroll, Johnson. So I'm over this joint struggling. I'm over here struggling, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. So I understand people being upset, they're being anxious, they're being frustrated. Hey, look, man, can I say something for the record? Hey, what's up, Courtney? How you doing, Courtney? SLP in the house. Holding it down as always, sister. Holding it down, Johnson. Coming through like you always do. Context Matters made it back out. He on parole. He out here now. That's good context. I see you, brother. They give you the ankle bracelet this time? Okay. Stay in distance. The beauty about this job, it don't pay well, but you can do it from home. Just joking, Johnson, just joking. The system is out to design and get us there, that's true. That ain't no joke. Mm. The system is designed to get our asses. There was a man in my comments section who wrote me a book. He wrote me a book. I said, boy, I don't read that good. Stop writing me all them damn letters. What is wrong with you? I went to Prince George's County Public School Systems. I can't read all this right here. I'm scrolling and scrolling. He's still talking. I don't like the way that you, damn it, Tim Black, I don't like the way that you talked about this person that I love. Let me tell you another thing, Tim Black, and another thing. So you told me enough things, Johnson. I get it. You upset. I get it. I notice your name's not in green. That means you are not a Tim Black Wolfpack. Next. What, man? This guy wrote me like 400 characters about another channel on my channel. Because it's something I said on my show. What's going on, Keith Weston? What's wrong with people, man? Goodness gracious. Come on, man. Now look, occasionally I will go to a live stream of someone else's. Just because I'm a viewer too, man. I like content. I get tired of scrubbing through the damn Cool Streams. I got the Cool Streams app. Oh, you don't know about the Cool Stream app? I got the Cool Streams app. So I can watch anything, but I'll get tired of scrolling. Let me take my ass to YouTube. And I'll jump into a live stream, and every once in a while I'll say something. Every once in a while. I've been on the Irami. I've been on the Irami broadcaster too, gave a little bit of money. I've been on a Reset Race podcast thing, live show, I gave a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because these are shows I like. They talk about something, you know? But I don't go places I don't like to tell people that I don't like what they're doing. Now, I have happened upon places I've never been before and hear them say some wild shit. I'm in the comment section like, bruh, this right here, this. And I wasn't even thinking what I said, and I'm just a person commenting. Oh, you ain't here promoting your show. No, I'm just saying this dude, this is not true. It was some young guy, he was going on and on. Black dude showing his ass to white folks, just saying wrong shit, and they got a bill called gay bill. That ain't even what the bill say. The bill don't say nothing about don't say gay. This is a fabrication. That's why it's always fake news that the damn Democrats always try to run on us. I'm like, dude, they do that all the time. This is what both sides do. They title shit they want to title it. The title's long as hell. It's like, school and blah, 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 and everybody Christian, bow your heads and pray, bill. They always do that. That's not the slick part. It's no damn defund the police bill. It's a, Justice and Policing Act. You don't know this stuff? Stop gaslighting people you don't want to read the shit. Oh, he's in here promoting the show. No, man, I'm up here promoting information, accurate information is all. Jesus Christ. But what I'm saying is I don't go to people's channel. That was my first time at this guy's channel. I'm not trolling him. I haven't been back since. I realized he was just another black conservative kissing ass. And I don't got a problem with you being conservative. Don't kiss ass and be Trump. Just Trump, come here, Trump. Oh, Trump. Oh, Lord, Trump. Oh, Trump and Trump. And what Trump do for you? He gave that money. He gave that money to CBCs. You in the CBC? No. Okay. What did he do for you? Gave you a lot of views on your videos, didn't he? That's what he did for you. I know what he did for you. Hey, look, hey. There's a lot of sellout Democrats too. It's okay. Just don't be throwing your weight around like you said. Just stop being inaccurate. Johnson, you found a way to make money from home. I understand. I get it. I don't want to ruin it for you. I have not made any videos about this guy. Well, my thing is, don't come to the Tim Black show if you're a fan of another show and you love them and you just died. This guy wrote me up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to tell you, this man wrote me a book like we was dating. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Bruh. I'm a married man. All these damn characters. And you talking about another man who's married with kids. Why are you? You've been name dropping, you mentioned this guy's name and he's done all these great things and he's a super duper person and you keep name dropping, but he don't mention you. I'm like, well, he don't care what I say then, do he? Why do you care so much? If I'm so damaged, then why aren't they shitting on me? Why, brother? What, do you ever think maybe they don't say nothing about me because they don't want no competition, bro? I mean, they mention roly-poly all the time. They trying to get, just see, they want to get his ass. You get what I'm saying? No, I don't think that far, Johnson. It's just funny, man. But I respect the fact that you support who you support. I do respect that. Do you hear me? I respect that you support people. Half the people that watch me just watch me because they just watch everybody. They watch like 20 channels. They watch my channel because it's on. They don't got cable and shit. I know how y'all, I know some of y'all. Tim Black, you're the greatest, and you be right. You know, Tim Black, you're the greatest, you're amazing. Thanks to sliced bread, and you're such a freedom fighter. I love what you do. And then you'll be on another live stream, and you're such a great, you're the, I'm like, hey, mother, kind of backstabbing shit is that? It's all good, man. Look, man. I'll cut the cable. I know how it is, Johnson. You cut the cable. The tensions are running high, man. People are angry. People are angry, and I understand your anger. I'm angry, too. See, here's the thing. You angry, I'm angry. We both angry. Difference is I have a mic, and I don't have no, I got some notes, but that's it. I don't go off script. I have no script. What would you say if you had a mic in a big-ass mouth? You would just say stuff, too. Oh, now I got to police my words because somebody might get offended. I don't have no time for that, Johnson. I'm like Tony Diaz, man. Come on, you cock. Come on. Blow it out. Hey, blow it out. I smoked me a big fat sticky. I was on the toilet and I was wiping. I was projectile vomiting. Oh, Tony Diaz. I was with brother. I said, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I said, you son of a... I'm Cuban. Stay black. I respect that, though. I respect that. I'm not even going to say he appropriate that shit with the stay black. Because Cubans ain't nothing but black people who got off the boat a little bit earlier. Come on, Johnson. Give it up for him. Come on now. I get it. A little bit later. I forget, how does it... A little bit later? Same thing with Brazilians. It's all about when you got off that damn boat. So, it's going to be fun tonight, Johnson. That's what we call a monologue. That's why I get things going. I get loosened up. I kind of let people know they on the wrong channel if they're going to be sensitive. Because, you know what I'm saying, just letting them know that you know. We don't do a whole bunch of holding of the tongue, biting of the tongue. You're in the wrong place. I can't believe he said that. Oh, seeing is believing, mofo. Wait, go ahead and get your glasses ready because I want you to see it. Lord have mercy, Johnson. The more I hear about BLM, the more upset I get. Jesus Christ. Now, look, man, I want to put some human... everyone's talking about BLM and the money, right? But before we talk about the money, I want to say this, Johnson, for all of us regular people. It was not about defending BLM. I don't know those people. I didn't get I didn't get any sponsorships from them. It was about you don't want to pile on some right-wing type thing. For me. But now that I see clearly now that Durant is gone, oh my goodness gracious, Johnson. Woo! Hey man, I've been robbed before, but at least the robber had the courtesy and the respect to bring a gun. BLM done robbed us with a banana, Johnson, in the back. Just give me all your money. Put your hands up, nigga. Is that that don't feel like no gun barrel. That feel like is that a banana you got? Just keep your hands up. Black Lives Matter is, woo! How do you sleep at night? Just like this, fool, just like this. Just. We pop champagne bottles. We the street politicians. All of them do the pat of the bell dance at the same time, Johnson. What I'm trying to tell you is that what we have going on here, is the travesty of justice, Johnson. This is disrespectful as hell. Have you seen this, Johnson? Have you seen this? Oh my goodness gracious, Johnson. I know you ain't ready, Johnson. Do you know about this? Oh my goodness gracious. Let me see if I got the right clip. Is this the right one, baby? Oh, maybe it's this one. I got it on several sheets of paper. Here we go. Lord have mercy, Johnson. Oh, Lord have mercy, Johnson. Let's start here. Is it the money raised? Is this the one? Let's see. Here we go. Money raised. Over 1 million recipients, resulting in 1.9 million recipients, resulting in over 1 million actions taken and 82 million fundraising. 90 million. I don't know what this is. I don't know. That's 82,000. They raised $9 million. They had $90 million, and this is all the fundraising and the 6 locations and 24 million visits. So they did a lot of stuff. And this is not the thing. This is not the thing that really got me, that has me most livid, right, is this one, I think it is. Here we go. By the numbers, 90 million raised in 2020. The average donation is $30. And more than 10% of the donations were recurring. This, Johnson, is the one that has me. That is the figure that's about to have me go ham a lamb. Because I was under the impression, just because I did not give money to the BLM, that a lot of other people did not give money to BLM. I was under the impression this was mostly donations formulated or contributed by corporations and other organizations. But what this data is telling me is that there are a number of people who gave to this organization, the BLM Foundation, not to actual grassroots people out in the streets. If you gave via that website, sort of like Vote Blue, anywho, it go to them. So what this figure is telling me is that there are a number of people who dug into their pockets and gave money to this organization. And just for accuracy, let's be accurate here. More than 10% of donations were recurring. So when you have that many donations, and we saw on the other page, it was like 87,000. I don't know. It was a lot of donations, a lot of individual donations. The thing about this is, and this is something that I had to truly seep into my consciousness and really understand where I'm coming from. As much as I don't want to be a part of any type of Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson type of nonsense, I cannot sit back on this. And it's because I disagree with some people's politics who are criticizing BLM. Right is right and wrong is wrong, Johnson. Anyone can be right at any time of the day. Their motivations may be different. Their political ideology may be different. But at the end of the day, hey, if someone says it's midnight, it's midnight. You don't say it's 9 a.m. just because you don't want to agree with the person that said it was midnight if the time is actually midnight. You get what I'm saying, Johnson? So this is the dilemma that we found ourselves in. There are people pretending it's 9 in the morning because they don't want to be on the wrong side of BLM. That has to be the reason why. They can't be this stupid. They have to know that BLM took money from poor people. And they use they emotionally trigger. They use the emotional triggers of dead black women, dead black men, not just dead, murdered black women, murdered black men in the streets using racism to raise that money. There are people that know this, and instead of saying it, are quiet. Shame on you. Shame on you. No one's paying me to do this. I'm not going to gain anything out of this. I don't need to. We do so much content here. We do that content because we believe in it and it's true. Okay? We believe in it and it's true. And it's true. So that's my only motivation. But now that I see that you have fleeced black folks using black pain, using black suffering, using racism to extract money from the black community, using the currency. This is our currency, y'all. White folks, I need you to understand something. This is currency of our people. The Tim Black Show has a diverse audience. A lot of people watch the show. Okay? We got people of all colors, orientations, races, genders watch this show. That's one of the benefits of this show. One of the differences of this show. And I don't have to shit on any other shows to say that. It is what it is. But I want you others to understand. And when I say that, I mean people that are black but from other countries as well. Okay? I need you to understand that this thing called black pain, this thing called black suffering, this thing called civil rights and social justice in America, Jim Crow, lynchings, all of that, that is our legacy of pain and suffering, Johnson. You don't get to use that as a springboard to your success. You don't get to use that to go buy you a goddamn house or buy you a goddamn car or get you a goddamn sponsorship. What would Native Americans do if there were people using the damn near genocide and extermination of Native Americans in order to enrich themselves and took that money and did other things with it for other groups of people that are not necessarily of that? This is where we find ourselves in Black Lives Matter. I want you to understand. I got nothing at all against trans people or gay people or LGBTQIA people. Black is black in my book. I don't care about all that stuff. You can't find a video on my channel. Once again, this ain't about dogging other people. This is the way I see it. You won't find a video, and I have 5,500 videos on my show, on my channel, just on this channel, as I have other channels. You won't find a single video where I say I have an issue with anybody of any orientation. I don't care about that. Black is black, Johnson. When we start digging back and pulling back the cover on what the Black Lives Matter Global Foundation was really about, you find out that it wasn't about those black parents and those black kids who lost parents. It wasn't about helping those black families as much as it was using their stories, using the stories of Black death, taking that and helping a select group of people that are from their tribes. Not the tribes of the victims. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm telling you is Tamir Rice, the mother of Tamir Rice, who I covered extensively on this show, she should not want for a thing. She's supposed to have a house before you got a house, before you got extra houses. Michael Brown's parents should be good. You raised $90 million and you good, you looking good, you pop champagne, you enjoying the nights, the high life. You can't tell me where all that money went. Then when we start finding out, we find out that that money did not go back to those people in any way. You did have an initiative where you did outreach to those families. That should be part of your charter. So those people that gave to you because of George Floyd being crucified in the middle of the street, you mean to tell me that you took their money and they knew you were going to take that money and do what it is you want? That didn't have anything to do with actual mass incarceration, actual police brutality? You're going to take that money? Because see, I've been one of those people defending Black Lives Matter saying, hey, Black Lives Matter it's not about black on black violence. They have a very specific charter. That very specific charter is about police violence on black people. Well, folks, when I took a look at what they've been doing, and when you take a look at what they've been doing, that's it. These organizations that you see that they are supporting, very few of them have anything to do with mass incarceration, police brutality. They have absolutely nothing to do with reparations. But hey, that's not in their charter. Reparations is not in their charter. But if you look at this list of the Transgender District, the Black Trans Travel Fund, what's that got to do with black people dying in the streets by the hands of cops? What does that have to do with Colin Kaepernick taking the knee, saying he's doing it for police violence? What does that have to do with what we commonly associate Black Lives Matter with? Black trans films in the arts? What does that have to do with the Marsha P. Johnson Institute? What does that have to do with Tamir Rice getting his brains blown out by that damn cop? Black trans circles, what does that have to do with Breonna Taylor shot in their own home? Trans Housing Coalition, Homeless Black Trans Women Fund. What does that have to do with Laquan McDonald? Shot in the middle of the street in Chicago by that goddamn cop. What does that have to do with that? What does that have to do with Walter Scott shot in the back 6 times by a cop who plants drugs on him? The Black Visions Collective. What does that have to, these names, Johnson, these names, and look, I'm gonna be very clear because I don't want nobody misconstruing me, Johnson. And you ain't gonna be able to, because if you misconstrued this video, it's because you intended to do that, you scumbags. Let's be very clear, Johnson. I have no problem with those organizations singularly. I think those organizations probably, I don't know anything about them, but those are probably great organizations that do great work, important work, but they have nothing to do with the reason why people gave you money. When people give money to the Red Cross, it's to help those countries in the middle of catastrophe. You give money to the Peace Corps, you give money to whatever organization you give money to. If I give money to cancer research, you ain't supposed to go take the cancer research money and go help people play dominoes to enrich communities. No, because the people that gave the money gave it with a certain intention based on a certain criteria, based on a certain struggle, a certain cause. That's $30 million of it. There's still $60 million unaccounted for. Well, I should say $29 million because they have $9 million that's, well, $20 million because like $9 million of it's for operating costs. It costs $9 million to run that organization. So I want to be very clear one more time. It's not about me having an issue with a trans organization. Why would I have an issue with that? My thing is you took money from grandmas and granddads, pop-pops, from single mamas, single dads, families, working families, as well as other people. And instead of reinvesting that money into police reform, ending mass incarceration, ending qualified immunity, the thing that you're supposed to be using the money for, you took the money and did your own thing with it. There are people that know about this. See, this is the handicap of the Tim Black Show. Here's the problem. We have a definite problem. It's not enough people working with me. See, if I don't have the time to go through and read the articles at the Intelligentsia, to read the articles at the Intercept, to read the articles at whatever entity, okay? If I am not in a certain Twitter thread, then I may hear about it kind of, but not know what's going on kind of. Because I'm one person editing, shooting, promoting, marketing, managing, trying to set up interview. I'm one person by himself, but there are people with people. I don't want you to feel bad for me. I chose this life. If things work out, I will be expanding. But what I'm saying is there are other people who have other people with them. I'm not going to name names because I know people get sensitive. But if you have people with you, you have a staff of people. If you bring all people on your show, and it's 6 of y'all, plus production, plus marketing and logistics, how could you act like you don't know this? How is nobody on this? They know about it, Johnson, and they talk about it because they want to be one of those organizations on that list getting money. They know about it. They don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be like, oh, we don't want to be the ones calling them out because we're going to look like we right wing. So it's all this stupid pressure, this nonsense capitulation to bad acts. Laying in bed with bad actors, misleading the people, and stealing from my community. And I want you once again to understand, because my native black people, my black people born in America who know what time it is in America, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying when I say they extracted from us, they used our pain to enrich themselves and for their own goals. Get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. I want other people to know just because the people that they gave money to may be black or not, I don't even know, Johnson. I don't even know. But Black Lives Matter is about Black lives mattering in police brutality. That's how I always thought it to be. It's not okay to take that money and do other things with it. Whether they be personal or whether they be for other organizations that are friends of yours with ulterior motives or ulterior designs. If you're going to come tell me, well, we have somewhere written somewhere on this website, somewhere in very fine print, we always been about this. Then what you're telling me is, when you went on such and such show and you were vocal about you not just being about Tamir Rice, you not being about George Floyd. See, I never heard you fundraise. I don't recall you fundraising using those initiatives as your impetus for people giving money. I never heard you say, hey, look, y'all, Black Lives Matter. We here to raise money for black trans people traveling when they go places, because when they travel, sometimes it's hard to get accommodations. We're raising money for that. So, no, we're not here for Tamir Rice. We're not trying to raise money for George Floyd. This is for the women. So you should have a separate bucket. So Black Lives Matter did not have a separate bucket. And they used the George Floyd money, the Breonna Taylor money, the Tamir Rice money, the Atatiana Jefferson money. The Amir Locke money. Have they talked about Amir Locke? I don't even know. So busy saving their own ass. Doing cleanup on aisle 16, the PR cleanup on aisle 16. I want you to know. I want the whole world to know. I want everybody knowing. I wish I could make the whole world know. Who am I fooling? If you're watching this video, I want you to know that those other organizations who have not reported on this are complicit. Because, see, this ain't an outlier, Johnson. People that are complaining about Black Lives Matter having houses don't give a shit that they could see the numbers and see that money did not go to. What I just read you came from their website. From the Black Lives Matter website about where the money went, or portions of the money went. So all those articles, even by these great organizations, these great newspapers or whatever, the Intercept, the Intelligentsia, any of them, I don't see the focus being about how Black people got screwed. It may be about how this New York Post man did an article, and the Guardian man did an article about the money not being accounted for, and somebody bought houses, but none of the headlines are, hey, Black people screwed by Black organization fronting to help Black people. What I'm telling you is, they don't care that it didn't help us, that it didn't help Black men. As one of my Twitter followers says, Tim, Black men are the most killed, shortest life expectancy, highest unemployment, get the least amount of government assistance, and they treat us like the enemy and throw us under the bus, and then they fundraise off of us to fund their own shit. And here's the thing, Johnson, and when Sally or Anna or Bethany or Wilmer, and I'm trying to use white names, and Cody and Dylan and the McMichaels, whoever they are, from middle America dug into their pocket, who felt bad about George Floyd or felt bad about what they saw happen to any number of Black children or Black men or Black women who lost their lives unjustly by police. When they dug into their pockets, they thought they were giving to an organization helping Black men and Black women who are hurt by cops. They didn't know that when they dug into their pockets, it's just for random Black people that Black Lives Matter fuck with. That their friends started organizations because it's a good hustle. Allegedly. So when you want to go to take them to task, other channels, you want to get loud and act like you're calling somebody out, and this is not for, just don't assume who I'm talking to, okay? Don't assume it's about certain people. But those channels, you know what I'm talking about, when they get loud and indignant like they know everything, it's know-it-all assholes. Look, Johnson, you're not saying this because you wanted to be on the list. Shut it down. Shut it down. Whole thing, wipe it off the board. We want it wiped off the board. We want all the money refunded. We want that money reallocated to Black organizations, actual grassroots Black organizations, helping to fight mass incarceration, police brutality, unqualified immunity. That's what we want. We don't want it for chandeliers. We don't want it for a tour. We don't want to help hire your influencers to do content. We don't want any of that shit. I say we need to start our own media campaign. Let's do it, Johnson. Let's form a media campaign where we all collectively push back on Black Lives Matter and do our own media storm to force them to give up that money, because that money should be going to the initiatives in which in the same spirit for which it was raised. That's what should happen. Folks, if it was a Jewish organization, If it was an organization that put themselves out as they were helping Israel and they were taking that fucking money, Johnson, and they were giving it to somebody's ballet classes or somebody else's making ceramics, the world would stop. Everyone would cover it. As it should. As they should, ethically. You know where I'm going? So this is the same expectation that we should have about Black Lives Matter. You put on your own website that you got small donations. That ain't Nabisco. That ain't the Google donations. And you know what? Someone, I think it was Sam, the Khaleesi, or Mud, or Joe. Somebody from Reset Race said this. That money should have went to those black folks suffering and who have suffered. And the fact it didn't, there should be a price to pay in us, some type of shutting, some type of social consequence for that. And you have a balance according to your books. And when I say this, I'm talking to the Black Lives Matter Global Foundation of the people that operate it today. You know, everyone's not a hustler. That's the other casualty of this, is that everyone's not a hustler. You know? And when you get an organization this big that's raised so much money, and they do this, makes people not want to support, doesn't it? Isn't that what it does? And there are people that stop supporting me because I make a video they don't like. Damn. These people took money, Johnson, that was given for certain issues and used it to do shit that had nothing to do with the issues that it was given for. They took the money and just... And you guys are, those people, of course, the people that, the reactionary people that, they really don't, it is what it is, Johnson. Jesus Christ. You said something about this person, a certain name, and they'll stop giving to the show. They don't know what betrayal is. They consider that a betrayal. Not in my charter to kiss anybody's ass, be friends with anybody, or not say anything about anybody that you happen to like. That's not in the charter. That's not the agreement, Johnson. But the agreement should definitely be that if you found an organization that you promote, that you hold rallies, you show up and interrupt politicians on a stump. And all right, guys, that's it. I'm Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. You know where to find me. I will continue to report on this issue until there is no more Black Lives Matter Foundation, Global Foundation, until it's disbanded or until money has been reallocated. How you like that? We're gonna keep it going, Johnson. Okay, let's keep it moving, Johnson. I know we got phone lines to get to tonight as well. And that's not the only thing I want to talk about. Frankly, we got something else too. We have folks, in the light of what we just said earlier. So yes, we have those people that know that Black Lives Matter was doing some fishy, underhanded, related, unrelated things with the money to other organizations that had nothing to do with ending mass incarceration, nothing to do at all with stopping police violence upon black citizens. And those people turned a blind eye to it. They ignored it and they went along because that's what they do. Well, you know, the same thing is going on in the Progressive Congressional Caucus. Same thing. Now, I already called out Pramila Jayapal. Okay? But all the members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus who originally supported Nina Turner for 11th congressional district race against Shontel Brown, and for obvious reasons. Shontel Brown is a corporate Democrat, following in the footsteps of Hillary Clinton and others. Corporate interest. Much more centrist, who is now suddenly adopting progressive talking points because saying it is always easy. It's always easy to say you're something. It's like saying you're a sign. I'm a Capricorn. But I'm an Aries. It doesn't actually require you to do anything. Just remember what date of the month of the year or what month of the year you're supposed to be in, what then to fall into that particular symbol. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. You don't get a pass from the rest of us. Mark Pocan. Mark Pocan, you were the same one. This brother claims to be progressive. Support congressional candidates that are going to further progressive ideals, progressive policies. And you throw your weight behind it. Shontel Brown over Nina Turner? Doesn't even make sense. It's counter to all the things that your organization is supposed to stand for. My thing is, I come to the conclusion that you stand for nothing. You stand for nothing. What you stand for is maintaining status quo and keeping incumbents in office, even if they just got there 2 minutes ago due to a special election where dirty money was present. Dirty money decided that race. And you know it. So if you wrote about it and you tweeted about the dirty money that was in the congressional special election, the primary election, as Mark Pocan did, I think he's out of Wisconsin, member of the CPC, wonder why Dem 4J's for Israel's negative ads against Nina Turner for Congress have nothing to do with Israel. Dark money running dark ads. Yuck. Support Nina against those big money deceptive ads and send a message to shady dark money groups. Okay, so Mark Pocan, you know what's going on. You get it. Why are you now falling in line with the rest of the Congressional Caucus to support a candidate who benefited from that? So the Congressional Progressive Caucus announced a new slate of endorsements. And if you scroll down here, they announced a new slate of CPC incumbent endorsements. Jimmy Panetta, Melanie Stansberg, Nikema Williams, Shontel Brown, Andy Kim, Katie Porter, Mike Levin, and Stephen Harsford. Here's my point. These members, Rashida Tlaib is one of them as well, are by hiring candidates who are not progressive, but just because they are incumbent, they're supporting them. We're proud of support and endorse this group of bold progressive leaders that are fighting for working people in their communities and across the country. Representative Mark Pocan, Pramila Jayapal, and Jamie Raskin, CPC Political Action Committee co-chairs, said in a statement, each and every one of them is working every day to take on corporate special interests, fight for economic and social justice, universal health care, climate action, and bold solutions to the urgent crisis facing our country. Folks, here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And I understand, people. I get it. It's why you hate politics. I can't blame you, Johnson, not one bit. What you don't get, it's why I hate politics too. People like Mark Pocan, Pramila Jayapal, Jamie Raskin know what the right thing is that they should do the opposite because it's expedient and it's better for their careers. Somebody gave a wink and a nod. If you knew that Shontel Brown is only in office because she took dark money funding, and she's doing the exact same thing again this time. Not only are you not being quiet, because it'd be one thing to shut the hell up, but you have endorsed her, and now you give her the credibility of being progressive when you know it's anything other than that, because the progressive candidate will not take dark money. This is who you say you are. Just like I call out Black Lives Matter. I have no problem with Black Lives Matter supporting all these other organizations. But that should be in the forefront of what you stand for. You can't say we're fighting for people who were murdered, such as George Floyd, Tamir Rice, and Breonna Taylor, and then take the money and help people travel and buy makeup or whatever the hell else. Cut a rap record. That's not what the money was for. Same thing with the Congressional Progressive Caucus. You put yourselves out as progressive. You fight for progressive candidates and progressive ideals. And then you support candidates who are opposite of that, who are actually taking dark money, who are more centrist than anything else, over candidates that actually are progressive. And this is the reason why people do not like politics, because it's full of backstabbery, fakery, and status quo. And a bunch of scumbags with no spine playing it safe. Mark Pocan, you have showed yourself to deliberately be counter to everything that you say you stood for. This makes you not only a horrible individual, a scumbag, a spineless twit, an asshole. You should be held accountable for it. You will be. Nina Turner's running against Shontel Brown. I support her because she's a better candidate flat out. It's just what it is. Period. Point blank. There's a bunch of cryptocurrency PACs flooding her campaign with $1 million in crypto. Same thing that happened last time. It's happening all over again. And people are sitting by letting it happen. And they're being quiet. And some people don't even know what's going on and could care less because they're in another lane, and I get that. Well, this is my lane. And in my lane, we advocate for shit we want. Because they ain't gonna magically just fall from the sky like manna. Go to NinaTurner.com. Also, let Mark Pocan and Pramila Jayapal and Jamie Raskin know, since they are the chairs, the committee chairs of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, let them know we do not appreciate their bullshit. Jamie Raskin, you got up there and you cried about your son. And brother, I felt you. I thought that you were a stand-up guy. And I definitely related to losing of a loved one, which I recently did myself, a couple loved ones. It's been a tough go of it. I expected better of you. Isn't that what they say about Biden? He knows laws, therefore he's a better person. Nah, you know laws, but then you make us lose. It's a horrible thing, Johnson. Rise to your better ideals. You have demonstrated that you have them, but you're not executing on those. None of you would lose your seats if you did the right thing. None of you. Pramila Jayapal, you are horrible. You are in a very comfortable seat. You're very relaxed. You didn't have to do this. This is just one hand washes the other bullshit. This is exactly what this is. Worst politics under the sun. All right, Johnson, moving on. Next story. I don't know if you know this, but the subway shooter, killer guy, he's been caught. He went to court. I don't know the outcome of that. I know it's just probably see how he's pleading or whatever, but here's the thing that's interesting about it. The New York Police Department were taking like bows. Yeah, it felt like they were taking bows about him being caught. As if they had something really to do with it. Johnson, The New York Police Department doing like a victory lap with Mayor Eric Williams in front. Eric Adams, that's his name, Adams. Mr. Swag. We're just going to call him Swaggy. But in reality, you guys didn't catch Frank James. Frank James caught himself. Lord have mercy. These people will rewrite the Bible if you let them. If you take one eye off these scumbags, this is what they will do. Get rid of this. What is this? Here we go. Here's my tweet about Frank James. Did you hear the one about the NYPD trying to take credit for catching the New York City subway shooter? They didn't catch Frank James. Frank James caught himself. He called the cops and gave them their address. They took so long picking him up, he went to McDonald's for lunch. Here's the thing you need to know about the NYPD, who could not catch Frank James. The NYPD's budget is higher than the entire military budget of Ukraine, a country with a population 5 times that of NYC. That's right, Johnson. The New York Police Department's budget is $6 billion. That's B with a billion. Or billion with a B. That's more than the city spends on health, homelessness, youth development, and workforce development combined. Brooklyn shooting suspect Frank James facing terror-related charges after calling Crime Stoppers on himself. Once again, Johnson, he caught himself. He got tired. Said, let me get my 3 cots in the meal, man. I got time for this. Got better things to do to be out here on the lam. What I look like? Some lamb chop? I got things to do, man. I got places to go. I can't be out here like this. What y'all think this is? Okay. So, when we talk about reimagining our police force, this is one of the reasons why. You got NYPD with all the money in the world. $6 billion. Ukraine is actually fighting a war with half the resources. We're actually getting more resources now because we're helping them out. They could not catch one Frank James. No, could they prevent one Frank James? Hell, catching them. How about preventing him? So now here comes the game where it gets even worse. Now, all of a sudden, the $6 billion ain't enough. Well, yeah, you know, that $6 billion may sound like a lot of money, but I'm trying to tell you it's not a lot of money. No, it is a lot of money, Johnson. It's a whole lot of money. It's more money than some countries' GDP. Real talk. But no, listen, it's not a lot of money. I mean, if you want us to really be able to do our jobs, we need to make it $7 billion. 6.5? That's next. That's next. That's what they do. That's what they do. They could not prevent crime. But they will get an increase in the budget to have more people make more money within, right? To give more overtime, to buy more shiny toys. Will people get safer? No. 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 It's just a game. Use your pain. Just like it's all. Do you see the through line? Are we seeing the through line? Are we connecting the tissue? Do we see the connective tissue between all these things? Just like Black Lives Matter, just like the Congressional Progressive Caucus. They use a good thing. We're progressive. We support progressive candidates, except for Chantel and this other person and that person and that person and that person. In fact, we're going to support these centrist candidates, these moderate candidates over progressive candidates, Just like BLM. We fighting for George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice. Look at them. We fight for black people gunned down in the street. And they're going to take that money and spend it the way they want. Buy houses, do it on travel, pose, give it to their friends and people they know with other organizations that have nothing to do with what got Breonna Taylor did. Breonna Taylor was not a trans woman, homeless, looking for a place to live. Tamir Rice was not a trans child looking for, trying to travel from state to state on the arts festivals. Do you see the connective tissue? Can we catch the thread of the needle and put it through the other side on these issues and understand what I'm trying to tell you, which is all the deception is all the same all the time. It's the same distraction, the same methods of using good causes in order to enrich oneself. Using a cause that is genuine and righteous and manipulating it, using that as a narrative only to serve their own wishes and oftentimes counter to what you want. New York Police Department want to use the pain and suffering of 20 people that were wounded, 10 who were shot, to fundraise off of, to increase their budget, without even doing their goddamn job, Johnson. And this is what I'm telling you. It's all the same. I understand why people are just very disenchanted, disinterested, frustrated, and actually just turned off, like I got a gag reflex on anything political. I get it, man. But I can't go quietly in the night, man, and just let them get away with it without pushing back. We got to fight back, because even if you disengage from politics, even if you don't pay attention, even if you don't vote, even if you say nothing, as you walk away, guess what's happening? They're still taking that money and doing what they want to do with it. They are still undermining our best interests. You can leave, the movie still plays. And it's not a movie, it's real life. Get where I'm going? Just because you don't want to sit here for somebody to see it go down, Johnson, it's still going down, Johnson. Whether it's BLM, whether it's Shontel Brown, it's the same thing. It's all the same crap, Johnson. It's all the same shenanigans, treachery. It's always what it is. And we lose. Last thing before we go to phone calls, Johnson, it's important, so I want to get this to you. People always say it's good to go on these other platforms. It's a good idea for you to go on Fox News because you get to reach people, you get to change their opinions, and you get to speak up for issues that matter. And then when those people go on those other channels, on these other platforms such as Fox News, they do not speak up. They do not push back. They fall right into and play right into the hands of the scumbags that run those programs. They do not speak truth to power. They do not call out those folks, so they're bullshit. This has been my argument against going on these programs. But if you're going to go on those programs and you have discipline about how you will conduct yourself, and if you say the same things on those programs that you would say anywhere else, and you stand up for your ideals, then it doesn't matter where you go. Well, I'm proud to say that the Amazon union, the face of that union, the driving force behind all those great people with their hands together, fighting to unionize in Staten Island's Amazon Fulfillment Center. Christian Smalls went on to Tucker Carlson, and he put it down, Johnson. Tucker Carlson tried to bait him into a beef with AOC. And Christian Smalls was smart enough not to take that bait. See, we all know that Tucker Carlson and many others have this fixation on AOC. She's a great hit. I mean, she's like second to Nancy Pelosi. She's a great fundraising mechanism. I know a lot of people don't see it like that because you don't understand media, but that's all it is. It's sort of like the Democrats using Trump. It's the same thing. You're against that, but you're not against it when it's the other way. You should be against all types of foolery. The point is this. Tucker Carlson tried to bait Christian Smalls into making his segment, his appearance on Fox News, all about dragging AOC. Now, does AOC deserve to be dragged? Yes. But so does every other politician, particularly local politician, who could not be bothered to come out and support the Amazon striking workers trying to unionize, or the Amazon union workers and Amazon workers trying to unionize. And that's what Christian Smalls says. He didn't say, hey, AOC's great. Hey, whoa, Tuck. Whoa, Tuck. Man, AOC's fantastic, man. I love her. She's the greatest thing since sliced bread. What are you talking about, Tucker? Come on, man. He said, no, she didn't help us, but so did a lot of others didn't help us. We got to help ourselves. And he went on to go down the road of not making this about AOC specifically. He didn't cover for her. He didn't cover her ass. He didn't kiss up. He just said very plainly, she ain't the only one to let us down, Johnson. And look, when we have an opportunity going forward where other people can help, we ain't done yet. It's like we're starting all over. It's a new vote. The contested the vote. We got to go ahead and do it again. Christian Smalls is smart enough to know that this next round we're going to need more hands on deck. Why alienate the people that could help you? You missed it last time. You didn't catch the ball last time? Okay, wipe it off. Erase your brain. Let's go. We got to go forward. New game. It's going to be a new pass. Run it down and out. Turn around. As soon as you turn around, I'm hitting you on the numbers with the ball. Be ready to catch it. The ball will be right there. That's what Christian Smalls is. That is leadership. Now, I'm sure that Christian Smalls and there are others in this circle. So when I compliment Christian Smalls, I'm complimenting your whole team, Johnson. Let's make that clear. I think that's important. All the great folks who got that done. That's every worker that voted for it. That's everyone who held the line. That's everyone who participated, and all those that did come through for you. On behalf of those Amazon workers, which is having a rippling effect onto other industries. But my point on this segment is he did not fall for the okie doke. He did not take the bait that Tucker Carlson gave him and trash AOC unnecessarily. Hold her accountable. You can hold someone accountable without doing the work of Tucker Carlson. That's all. When are we going to see that the same games, like I said, tonight's show should have been about Throughline. What's similar? The Fox News, the Republicans fundraise off AOC. When people just keep covering AOC, they're helping Fox News fundraisers. They're helping Republicans. Similar like Democrats who just focused on Trump. How is it that you can see it when it's centrist, moderate corporate Democrats using Trump? Why can you see it so clearly and call it out, but don't see it when it's the other way? Why can't you see what's going on? My thing is, don't help them. Don't help them. Do not help them by joining in. Every politician who did not help should be held accountable. And should be given the opportunity to help this time. To not have their noses rubbed in feces, but to be Open. The door is open. We need you now more than ever. Our schedules didn't line up last time. Let's line them up this time. What do we need to do to make this more? What do we need to do? How are we going to get you here? How can we connect? How can you be a part of what we got going on? This is important for the workers. We need you now. How can we make that happen? That should be the language going forward. And look, I'm just saying this because they already figured it out, obviously. Christian Smalls, brother. Look, I'm going to say this, Johnson. We need to protect Christian Smalls. We need to protect those who are protecting him. We need to protect that nucleus that's in Amazon, that's working on behalf of Amazon Union, the new Amazon Union. We protect those folks. They're in harm's way. We got to have their back. You're doing the Lord's work. All right. That's really all I have, Johnson. I just have to put that out there. I don't want to run the risk of losing our live stream. I had a clip. I was going to run it. And all these things are floating through my mind at the same time. I encourage you to go find me on Twitter at Real Tim Black, where I posted the clip of Tucker Carlson baiting Christian. And Christian not taking a bait. And I just want to end on this note, Johnson. Just remember, this is not about defending AOC. It's about being smart with your power and not being a tool. Okay? Don't be a tool. Don't let them use you. Is that what they'll do? They'll use you and laugh. I think sometimes people get upset, and I understand anger. You know I understand anger, don't you? You know how many things I've done that I shouldn't have done that I regret doing because I was angry when I did them? Several. Several. At least I wish I'd have been more tactful. And I also thought about how my words can be manipulated, even by people that said that they were my friends. Because that's a fleeting situation, ain't it? Could be your friend today and not your friend tomorrow. Very easily manipulated, Johnson. So don't let your anger, your frustration, and those may be legitimate. And look, anger is always legitimate. It's an emotion from inside yourself, okay? Anger, you reacted to the stimuli of being betrayed or being frustrated or whatever. That's a real emotion you're feeling that. But don't let that temporary situation, that temporary state, ruin opportunities of actual bridge building, and it could benefit your actual cause. Because your cause is not to just, like Tim Black does. That's not your cause. Your cause is whatever your cause is. The or whatever you're feeling, that's just temporary. This is a natural response to drama, right? But good stuff, Johnson, good stuff. Hey, I feel good about that. That was a good, give it up for those folks at Amazon Union. Yes, y'all. Wow, Kush said, it's almost as if the Dem Party knew they were losing black voters and they had to come up with a faux movement, to keep fellow people of color engaged in Dem Party without actually helping people. What a scam. Oh my goodness gracious, Kush. Kush. My brother. All right, I'm opening up phone lines now, man. I had so much to get through. I know, this took forever, Johnson. But I can stop talking now because I got callers. I had the callers calling in. I got 980 on the line. 980, you are live. What's your name? What is your comment?
Oh, this is Context Matter from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey, what's up, Context? What's going on, brother?
Number one, that was a funny joke. Did you get out again? I loved it. You had me cracking up. Hey, my family has the same sort of sarcastic, snarky sense of humor, so I get it. I was going to really talk about the anti-lynching bill, but I really want to talk about something else based on what I saw in the chat. So I'm going to make this real short. So my mother was born in 2829. Jim Crow, in the back of the Dred Scott decision, all the stuff that went along with that. In the South in those days, even if you thought about voting, thought about registering, thought even crossed your mind, you would be murdered. For real, for real. And it got so bad that the Klan burned it across in my grandmother's yard, and she had to get out of Dodge quick. I mean, for real, asylum seeker. When you think about it, think about my mother. One of the things she did was when she came north, every first Tuesday of November, she dressed us all up like we was going to church, her and us, and we went to vote, even though my dad said all politicians were crooks. My point is, don't give up. I started my political thing in like 67, 68. There was times where I wanted to throw in the towel and said it doesn't matter, all this stuff, all this bullshit. All the system wants you to do is to give up. If you give up, they win by definition. So you lose a few battles. So what? Stay in the fight. Don't get discouraged. Sometimes you got to sit on the curb and lick your wounds, put on some liniment, cut the pity party, pick up your sword, get back in that fight. I'll leave it at that. I have some else to talk about, but we'll do that Tuesday. All right. Thanks for your time. Love you, Wolfpack, Black family.
You got it, brother. Good enough for Context Matters, man. Shout out to your mom, man. And that's a very encouraging story. And once again, context matters, doesn't it? Yes, it does, brother. Yes, it does. He said asylum seeker. In fact, all the black folks that we call the Great Migration of black folks who left the South under threat of domestic terrorism, white domestic terrorism, racially motivated domestic terrorism. Fled for their lives, leaving everything they had behind them. You can't bring your house. Can't bring your roots. And sometimes people, I don't think they grasp how many black people were in the South and what that should have meant about political power that we would have in the South. And what it took to make sure they took that from us. Threat of death and actual deaths is what it took. And that's exactly what they did. And some people don't get it. And you know what? It's not enough to say we weren't taught this in school. There's a lot of things you're not taught in school. I get that. I wasn't taught this in school either. But we have the internet. Something I didn't have when I was in school, Johnson. You got that. We literally had our encyclopedias that we got from the thrift store. That's what I grew up with. So, I do appreciate you calling in, brother. 240. 240, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment? 240.
Hi, Tim. It's Stephanie. I was calling about the Progressive Caucus thing. I'm just so upset about it, and I am so angry and disappointed. And, I'm disappointed in Jamie Raskin. I'm, angry beside myself over the Democratic Party and the so-called quote-unquote progressives in this party. And, I don't know about how temporary my anger is, because I feel like I've been screaming about this since Bill Clinton. I'm 57 and I've been pissed off since Bill Clinton, and people keep saying to me, oh, we can't leave the party. We got to do it from the inside. We got to organize from the inside. The people with our revolution that I worked with and, doing all this stuff. And I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see how it is possible to do anything inside the party. They're terrified of Nina Turner because they know how powerful her voice is. They know that once she gets the national stage, things will change. And I don't know what the answer is. I know it's not Movement for a People's Party. I don't know if the answer is Democratic Socialists of America or Working Families Party, but I know this is not working. This inside the party thing is not working, and they're going to blame us no matter what. My friends still blame me for 2016 when I told them I voted for Jill Stein in Maryland, and I'm trying to explain electoral politics to them and how it didn't matter who I voted for in Maryland, but they just don't get it. We're going to be blamed and scapegoated no matter what. So we shouldn't be worried about that. What we need to look at is what we have been trying is not working. This working inside is not working. So if we leave, Democrats will lose. They're going to lose anyway. If we leave, they'll lose. But maybe in that way, we have more power. So I don't know what you think the best strategy would be, but this is not working. This party's pointless. It's useless. How long have we been talking about a $15 minimum wage? Now crickets. 2015, Bernie was running. We were talking about it. It should be 20-something dollars now. Medicare for all. Crickets. These people are not doing anything, and then they are going against Nina to try to defeat her because they know that her voice has power. So what's the answer?
Yeah, that's that would be well, I would tell you, Stephanie, if I knew the answer to that question, I wouldn't say I would be rich, but I'd tell you I would be rich in knowledge, right? I definitely would not have the issues that I currently have, right? Hell, I can't even convince people that Nina's a good option. I was crucified for being upset about that last time. Those same types of people. So listen to you. Listen how you say. You say, hey, I'm upset that they not support Nina. I was upset too about that last cycle. And people came for me and smeared me behind it. And act like nothing happened. And they said, so we don't care if Nina, we're good as Nina. She's just one other person. Why would it make a difference? People didn't realize the main reason those people were saying that was because they weren't being hired by Nina. But hey, it's okay. You don't know how things work in the media game. People don't get the phone call. They don't get a shot. They don't get a position on campaigns. So there's a lot of underhanded, dirty things that happen. But we were just talking about regular voters coming out. All that dark money. And you're talking about something even bigger. When you start talking about what parties, how we're going to defeat the party system. Stephanie, if I wish I knew that. I try to look at it like people would just worry about the best candidate at the best time, at the time that's running right in front of you, and putting those people in place. That makes a difference in the system itself. It definitely will make differences in differences locally for those districts. I believe that. I surely believe that. I think there's a difference between having a Katie Porter and having some Republican. I think it's a difference between having Nina Turner and having Shontel Brown. I do believe that. Now, if you're talking about, I'm not seeing a global change or a big, it's just so much status quo nonsense. There are people, Mark Pocan supported Nina last time, but now Shontel's part of the crew. And they go with the crew. Nina's done nothing contrary to her belief systems since, a year ago? August? What's changed? Nothing. Why do they all of a sudden support this person who was taking all that dark money then? Who's taking all that dark money now? Who talked to him? Who got to him? It's the system. So it's Citizens United. I think Citizens United. I think decrepit leadership in Congress. I think all those are our culprit, Joe. I just what I believe, Steph. If you got friends still blaming you for 2016, you need new friends. Jesus Christ. All that money Hillary Clinton had? Jesus Christ, Johnson. Jesus Christ. She had twice as much money as Trump. They blame you. You're the problem? They do realize that corporate guy, the libertarian dude, also ran, right? Anyway, he got more votes than Jill. But they got to blame somebody. They can't blame Hillary, of course not. It's just a sickness to this freaking sickness of the system, Joe. Anybody can blame anybody except the people that who are in charge of the thing. Jesus Christ. Couldn't have been the slogan, couldn't have been the track record, couldn't have been the Democratic Party itself that made people feel like, hey, we need to go with the orange guy over here. Could have been those things. Could be the lack of campaigning. The off message. Could have been any of that. It's the lowly voter who wanted to see a third party have an opportunity to participate in electoral politics. Yeah, that's the problem. That's what's wrong with our system, is people wanting to be too inclusive, wanting to make the system be a little bit more fairer. That's the problem. It's not... All right, I'm going to the next call, Steph. I really don't have an answer to your question. I'm sorry. All I can say is what I believe and what drives me. I say, well, you know what? I do believe in local politics. I do believe it matters who's your representative. Your senator matters. I believe these things. Your sheriff matters. Your judges matter. All these things matter. So I can't just bow out because those things matter to your life. Because at the end of the day, those things directly impact your life more so than presidents. All right. 231, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Good evening, Tim. It's Abigail's dad from up here in Michigan. There been kind of a bumpy week up here.
Yes,
Little
sir.
trivial fact they had on the news there in Grand Rapids tonight, kind of surprising. In Michigan, you need more hours to be a cop or be a barber than you do to be a police officer. Literally, more training, more hours required to be a barber than to be a cop in the state of Michigan. And they ran that on the news in Grand Rapids tonight. So at least in a little way, it's kind of nice to see that the news up here, the local news at the local level, cares enough. But it's horrible. I mean, it's just horrible. I mean, come to this country, we'll execute you over a fucking ticket. Over a ticket that I have had as a young person. But with white privilege, they didn't shoot me. It's fucking bullshit. That's all I got for you tonight. Disgrace from Michigan. You have a good night, Tim.
Sir, give it up for Abigail's dad, man. That's Patrick Loyola, shot in the back of the head in Michigan. You know, so I had actual people trying to defend it. Not a lot of them, mind you. I mean, if you shoot somebody in the back of the head while they're face down in the dirt and you're on their back, you would think there would be no defense. Someone said, well, I think he was aiming for his back or his neck, and then he moved as he was about to shoot. That's why I hit him in the back of the head. It killed him instantly. You know, bullets travel 700 miles per second? Some shit like that. I'm going to go to the next call. Ty. 561, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's happening, Tim?
What's happening, brother?
I actually had another thing to say about the Grand Rapids thing. I mean, honestly, it took me a day to watch the video. I didn't want to watch it right away. But after I did watch it, and at least at the initial, like, I always try to see the opposite point of view from what I think I'll believe. And just so I know how to respond to that argument when it happens to me in real life, but if nothing else. But when I watched the video finally and just hearing people say, well, he was fighting the police officer, he was fighting. He wasn't fighting him. He was trying to get away, which is different from fighting. He wasn't punching him. He wasn't kicking him. He wasn't biting him. He wasn't trying to harm the police officer in any way. While this police officer is grabbing him, trying to take him away, kneeing him in the side, and the officer is throwing strikes. But this guy is not fighting. He's trying to escape. He's trying to just get free. And, like, he did close the door and take a step back at the beginning, which made the police officer immediately grab him. Like, he hadn't really run yet. He did make a weird move, but it's not like he came at you aggressively. And that's the only reason I think is valid for putting a hand on another man, is if they are trying to hurt you or hurt someone else, because that's your job. And, like, yeah, you should always try to stop someone from hurting someone else, but that wasn't the case here. He was trying to run. He was scared. And then even at the end of it, like, he didn't grab the taser till after he already fired the taser. So how is this immediate danger? How are we? I just don't understand how people can look at this situation and blame the victim because he made some mistakes. Yeah, he did make some mistakes by getting out of the car and maybe by shutting the door and, like, kind of seemed like you were on to run away. That was a mistake, but that's not a mistake that should get you killed, executed. And I don't know, just I guess no segue, but what you were saying about BLM earlier, I didn't think I was calling to talk about that, but what you said made a lot of sense. And the only other thing I can maybe add to it is black people must look at BLM like right now as good white people look at Tucker Carlson, because I think a lot of good white people don't subscribe to that bullshit he spews, and a lot of and think that he's just making white people look worse. And I think that a lot of black people are looking at Black Lives Matter is that it was supposed to be for this just cause, and now you're just making us all look bad. And that sucks, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you for letting me have my time. I know I'm getting a rambling. So thanks, Tim.
All right, brother, you all good. Thank you, Ty, for the comment, brother. Thank you for the comment. And you know, you're right. And if I'm not mistaken, the officer fired the taser twice. Isn't that it? Like, isn't that it? It doesn't don't tasers have a finite amount of charges, and then they have to be recharged. So once you shoot a taser twice, someone in the comment section let me know. Last time I could have swore that if you shoot a taser twice, that's all the shots it's got. It's not like a gun that you got a clip. You got, 10 shots or whatever. You got 2 charges. That's it, Johnson. So this whole thing, he grabbed the taser, to do what? It's nothing you can do with it. And you're absolutely right, Ty. Trying to get away is not the same as fighting. I've seen officers Folks, I've seen officers with people walking towards them with swords and knives, and the officers decide not to kill them. I've seen officers make the decision not to kill a man. I saw a murderer who had just killed 3 people, butt naked, running at officers, and the officers are running, trying not to kill him. The officers are retreating from the naked man, and they were called on him because he killed 3 people. But for some reason, those officers decided, we're not going to kill this white naked man. I'm glad they didn't kill him. But there's definitely a difference between a person running at you and a person running away from you. In this case, he wasn't even running, he was on the ground. We keep going over the same terrain over and over again, just to say the same old things. Same old things, Josh. All right. 484, I'm sorry. 484, are you live? 484, what's your name? What's your comment? Hello.
Hello?
You're live, 484. Do you want to be live, 484, or what? What's up?
Hello?
We hear you. What's going on, 484? You are live on my show, brother.
Yeah, my fault. I can't hear you. It's like a delay or something. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, well, don't listen to it. Yeah, just go ahead. Make your comment, brother. You shouldn't be listening through your device, just on the phone.
Oh, okay. I'm like just listening to the show. I'm over here just like under like so far as in the cops. Like, I'm gonna go on a little like somewhat of a small rant. So far as in the cops, I'm black and I got pulled over by cops plenty of times. And the times that I was the most scared is when I didn't do anything. And I feel like it's an incentive for the cops to not take you, to not shoot you when you have done something wrong, because they know that they can take you and book you and get money and you into the system. When you haven't done anything wrong, or the situation is something where as though it's not, they not gonna get no money. Like they not gonna put you in a system where as though you're gonna be behind bars or you're gonna be paying some type of fines or whatever. They be more so likely to shoot you. And I'm not even sure if that's like, I'm gonna say that so far as in the times that I got stopped by the cops, all of the times where I didn't do nothing wrong, they was the most violent. When I did something wrong, they was joking with me, making jokes and laughing and all types of stuff. I had a female cop grab my crotch and everything. Like, they laughed, like everything was just hunky dory when I did something wrong. If I ain't do nothing wrong, they was about to shoot my head off. So that's one thing. But so far as in looking at how the squad's been acting and looking at how Pamela Jayapal's been acting and everything like that, I really have very little faith into the system at this point. And I don't tell people to do stuff, but at the same time, you have to have an advisory when you look at the system and you understand that, I don't know if once you get inducted into the system, they show you something that make you turn away from people because you understand life is something else. It gotta be some type of threat or something going on within the system, because people is just turning into zombies. Like, they all turn into a repeat character of everybody else. Like, everybody is the same. They just talk different. I was watching Kyle Kalinske with whatever, and he was saying that, oh, these people they not corrupt and stuff like that. And I'm over here listening to him. I'm like, how ain't they corrupt? He was like, because I forgot the Muslim lady name, because she said something good one time, and because they withheld votes on some bill. And I was just like, but why is it always enough votes to pass the corrupt bill? You don't think that they tell certain people that you can say no to this one because we got enough votes, but if you want to keep your record clean and you want to make some headlines, that you can say no? They let these people say no. I know for sure that they let these people say no, because it was too many times where as though it was always the right amount of people to say no, and it was always the right amount of people to say yes. We in the entanglement of the system at this point. We all getting screwed at this point. We like, I don't know if we Jada or we will, but we all in the entanglement, and the person that's screwing us is they don't care about nothing. They don't care. These people don't care about us for real. It's almost to the point where as though I don't like people like, all right, take the insurrection, for example, then I'm going to let it go. Take the insurrection, for example, when people rise up against the government and you see how America trying to get Russia to rise up against the government, it was people that rose up against the government and they say, oh, no, we need to throw these people in jail. At the end of the day, the government is owned by the people not owned by the government. So at the end of the day, we need a lot more people's discussions. We need a lot more people coming together so far as in all walks of life, even the KKK and all that stuff. Because if you look at a lot of civil rights movements and stuff like that, we had to go talk to those people, and some of those people stood with us. Even though they ain't like us, they stood with us because they wanted the government to move a certain type of way. So if we need the government to move a certain type of way, ain't no divides within the national class so far as in the national class is just the people. All those 1%ers, they not national class, they international. They want to bomb Saudi Arabia. They everywhere. They don't know. They not even American in my book. Anybody within the 1% is not American because they can go wherever they want to go. I don't even know why the 1% vote. I don't think celebrities and people that's multi-millionaires, I don't think they should have, I don't think they votes should be worth more than people that regular people votes. Because even when you look at the electoral college, you look at these certain votes, and when you see people that when the votes come in, they say, oh, the counties, these certain counties, they votes is worth more because they got more delegates. And I'm like, they shouldn't have as much delegates than regular people because they don't have problems. They don't have as many problems as these people down here, but you're saying that these people got more delegates because y'all grant them more delegates. Y'all give these outer counties more delegates. But anyway, the system is scratched. We kind of fighting to lose, to be honest. If we want to fight to win, we actually got to just look at every 1% or every company. The government is a company. We got to look at every company as something to ask. We got to ask something from every company. And it's not even just the government. We got to ask from Coca-Cola. You got to pay your people more. Everybody got to ask for something. But that's my spill.
Give it up for my caller, y'all. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad that we got through the beginning there so I could hear you out so that the people can hear you out. That was on point, brother. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
That was a great, and I'm going to ask you a question, brother, because that's the first time I heard somebody say that. We're in an entanglement, and we're all will. Yeah, brother. We are will. The Democrats are Jada. And the corporations, what's dude's name? Man, you something else, bro. That's something else, man. I love my people, man. I love my people, man. I tell you, man. I tell you. That's something Christian Smalls would say, man. He strike me as a brother similar to you. That's you can sleep on him if you want to, and then he's gonna hit you with something you weren't prepared for. You one of those one of those egghead type people that they how they miss. It's happened to me so often. People they say, "Oh, Tim's he's I'm blue collar working class Jews, but I can put a couple words together if I need to." So they sleep on me because it doesn't come out all eloquent like some of my other colleagues. You know what I'm saying? They come out and I'm not knocking nobody, man. I like certain people. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But they sleep on you, and then you say some real shit in a very basic way that just cuts through their 50 sentences. And that was it. What you just said, brother, we're in an entanglement, and I don't know whether we will or Jada. We are definitely will. And you're right when you say you don't know what to say about these corporate Democrats or these politicians at all because the system seems like it's so corrupt. And you're absolutely right. And I that's why I try to tell people, man, I get it, man. People's frustration. That's something I've been saying this entire show, brother. I got family members that don't vote. I love the hell out of them. Would die for them. That's not my point. I just don't think I have another workaround where I can say we could just walk away from electoral politics. We definitely should not put all our eggs in that basket. So let's be clear. Don't put all your eggs in the electoral policy, the electoral process basket. That would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we got to play on that arena as well. And having an ask, having a demand is mandatory. That's what that is. Wow. 312, you are live. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello, 312.
312, you're live.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Black? Yeah, I got two comments to make here. Now, Bobby Rush is retiring, and his U.S. rep seat is up, and another one of Jesse Jackson's sons, Jonathan Jackson, is running for that seat. Now, I'm wondering if the establishment Democrats are going to try to go after Jonathan Jackson running for Bobby Rush's U.S. Congress seat, like they went after Nina Turner, or if they're going to consider him necessarily safe. So, Bobby Rush used to be a former Black Panther, served in office representing Chicago for quite some time, quite a few terms. But like I say, Jonathan Jackson, who is one of Jesse Jackson's sons, is one of the top candidates here running to take that seat. So, the scrutiny which was given Nina Turner, I wonder, I haven't heard anything whatsoever in national news about Jonathan Jackson, running for that seat. So Nina Turner, I hope her, the best to get into that office. She's a brilliant sister. I really think she got a raw deal.
90 seconds.
Basically, the candidate that was supported didn't have nearly the credentials that Nina Turner had. But hopefully Nina will be able to get in there. But again, I don't know how they view Jesse Jackson's son, who wants to take Bobby Rush, a former Black Panther, wants to take his seat. It'll be interesting to see how that
60 seconds
here for Bobby Rush's U.S. rep seat. Now, the second point I wanted to make was about the history of the of law degrees in this country. Now, I did a little bit of research, and I see that the JD, which is what the law degree is considered now, used to be a bachelor's degree. Justice Brennan, who just retired, well, if you look up his credentials, it says that he has a bachelor's degree in law. That's what it's considered. The degree wasn't upgraded or inflated, however you want to look at it. It wasn't upgraded to be considered to be a doctorate degree,
10
juris
seconds.
doctorate degree until 1902, when the University of Chicago said that they were going to start awarding this degree instead of a bachelor's degree in law. So the scrutiny that the sister, who just got in the Supreme Court, the scrutiny she was given, basically I think because she was a African-American female, was not deserved, given the fact that you've got Brennan, who just got off, didn't even have a JD. He had a bachelor's degree in law, even though the degree has been changed, has been upgraded. Ginsburg, same thing. If you look up her history, her degree says a bachelor's degree in law, not a JD. So we need to, people need to kind of look beyond the bright lights and things that were made to seem like they're bigger than what they actually are when they aren't. Like I say, 1902 is when University of Chicago first started, saying the degree was a doctorate degree instead of a bachelor's degree. So, we tend to make things bigger than what they actually are. And also, when we look at the history of the degree, most of the people who got in the Supreme Court, I think you said this earlier in one of your other shows, had no law degree from nobody's law school. In many cases, these positions were given as like political favors, like you helped me get in office, so I'll put you on the Supreme Court. So we need to, like you say, look beyond the okie doke. Realize this sister is quite accomplished. I saw how the Republicans tried to really give her a hard time about a lot of nonsense. She is in there now, and just basically support it. Hopefully she'll be as strong as a brother like Thurgood Marshall was, but I guess time will tell.
Give it up for my caller calling in here. Now, I agree with you largely. Obviously, brother. I appreciate you taking the time out to do the research and then sharing that research on this show about the history of the law degree and some of the stipulations surrounding it. I got reservations about Ketanji Jackson Brown. But they're not the ones that were voiced during their confirmation hearings. I don't care about that stuff. Do you know what a woman is? Same stupid shit Jesse Lee Peterson asked me when I went on his show. What is a man, Tim Black? What is a man? Person who lives up to themselves and does what they... What are you talking about? So they were trying to horseshoe her into some shit about the gender war, about what's, bodies, just body organs and stuff. Just stupid. I don't care about that. And actually, I wasn't too worried either about the prod or the downloading of documents and pictures. It's not like she gave a bunch of people passes, didn't lock them up. People just mad she didn't give more time. We need people. That's what's wrong with our system. We don't give people enough time in jail. That's not what's wrong with the American justice system. We don't lock people up long enough. But I had concerns about the Lockheed Martin case where the black workers sued Lockheed Martin. She ruled against that. No one asked her about it. I wanted to hear what her explanation was. Not a single person answered that question. Guess they didn't really care about those black workers. And questions about the Lyft drivers. There was a Lyft lawsuit. They wanted benefits. Now, you know that Lyft and Uber only exist because Obama's labor secretary, Tom Perez, made certain modifications to labor law to allow that to even exist. It's full-time work. She voted against the Lyft drivers in favor of the Lyft Corporation so they didn't have to provide benefits to their drivers. It would have revolutionized the industry, and it also would have greatly impacted working people. No one asked her about that. And then lastly, there was an environmental case where some environmental organizations wanted to stop a pipeline from like Chicago or from Illinois to Kentucky. And she voted against the environmental activist. Once again, I don't know all the ins and outs of these cases, but nobody even asked her about her rulings, about her justifications, about her arguments. Nothing, Johnson. So my point is just that, when we say someone's qualified, you can be qualified. You can have the right degrees. And I agree with her. She does have the right degrees and she is qualified. Will she be Thurgood Marshall? Oh, my goodness gracious, Johnson. Let's just hope she doesn't be a Clarence Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And worse. See, my thing is when you have a certain identity of being black and being a female, it gives you an opportunity to use that to do more damage than any white person could ever do without being crucified. That's what I worry about. Because the conversation to be, well, obviously Ketanji Brown Jackson is a black woman, so how could you even question? I can hear it now. How could you even question her decisions, her rulings? She's a black woman who stands up and there'll just be this. It won't even be about what she stood for. It won't even be about illegal arguments. It's going to start turning into she's a black woman. So that's what I'm concerned. That's a problem. Like that's something that I'm worried about. But we'll see how it plays out. I hope to be wrong. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that it won't be. We can't question. We can't criticize it. Because I criticize Clarence Thomas all the time. And we both use the restroom the same way, and that had nothing to do with my criticism. And neither one of us needs suntan lotion. And that has nothing to do with my criticism. Wow. I tell you, Johnson. Don't we go through it? We go through it, Johnson. Wow. What time is it? Almost 2 o'clock. We did pretty good today. We did pretty good, Johnson. I think we did a good job here. Gaga Crazy. Thanks for supporting the show, Gaga Crazy. You and Monte Kitchens. What's up, Monte? What's up, brother? Been a minute. You've been around for a while too, brother. Major Davis, I put you in a video recently. Like, I think the video starts off with me responding to something you said or a one of your comments, a super chat. Yeah, that's what it was. Monte said, always keeping it real for those sensitive mofos. That's it, Johnson. We gonna always keep it real, Johnson. We ain't gonna play with it. I got a mandate. It's from the people, Johnson. The people gave me my mandate. I don't need to be elected. I'm selected by the people. Context matters. Yeah, I'm out again with the bracelet. My brother. To be in deep space. Okay, Johnson. Hey, thanks for supporting the show. Kush, like as I said before, it seemed like the Democratic Party used this faux movement in order to say, hey, we're doing something, meanwhile they work against our interest. And of course, he's referring to BLM. It's just a shame, Johnson. It really is. It really is. And now they're hiding behind, all the right wingers are smearing us. Really, Johnson? That's what it is? I'm looking at the number. I'm looking at the data on your website. I've been taken out of context before. I know what smears look like. I know how they're done. I'm not smearing you. I'm looking at what you're doing. I'm looking at where the money went. And asking you to explain that shit. That's not a smear. Jay, what's your thoughts on Roland Martin sending people about Patrice's responsibility in BLM? He says we should check the leadership now and not her. That money was spent under her. Now, as far as what they're going to do going forward and what they're going to do with their remaining funds, that would be the leadership that's currently in place. I agree with that part about what we do with what is currently at that organization. Okay, what's with that organization? But she's responsible for what she did while she was there. We should bring her up on black crimes. Hey man, she was the leader, man. She was the leader of that organization. Was she not? During the times when they fundraised on George Floyd, was she at the helm? That's what that means. You're responsible. As of going forward, like, okay, so if they have $50 million in the bank, how that gets dispersed, what's done with that, how they work with grassroots, how they help the families of slain black people going forward by cops, what they do with the remaining funds, that would not be up to Patrisse Cullors. She's no longer with the organization. So that part, if that's what Roland's saying, I agree with that. You ain't gotta be my friend for me to agree with your logic. You know what I'm saying? Nor do you have to be my enemy for me to disagree with your logic. Get how that works? You ain't gotta be friend or foe, man. But that's the way I see it. Ain't nobody off the hook. There's nobody off the hook. People can't take scrutiny. Tony D, I'm on the train going home, so I can't watch the show. I want to wish you to everyone on the Wolfpack. Tim, of course, let's celebrate Chris Small's victory and cut the check. Give it up for Tony. All right, Tony. How could you not respect that? And my big gun comes in. Keith Weston comes in. Peace, my honorable brother, Tim Black, and the amazing Wolfpack family. Tonight is a busy but terrible night for me. Trying to stay positive. Uh-oh. I will definitely be watching this session when I get home from work. Have a great weekend, Johnson. Cut the check. Wolfpack, Black first. This too shall pass, brother. This too shall pass, man. Hell, man. I tell you. This was some trying times on this side of the house, too. Will, great job, Johnson. I try, man. I got great support. I got a great support system in my viewers. We got the best viewers in the world, man. Best viewers on the internet. We're working hard, Johnson, to expand what we do. We're working hard on it, Johnson. So, Marjorie, hey, Johnson, Wolfpack the Black. Hold on, Marjorie, what's up? And Mr. Black, cut the check, reparations now. Yes, Johnson? Amazingly, the video I put out where I was trying to explain to progressives that they say that I'm radical because I support reparations. They're even more radical because they support Medicare for all. They always say, well, it's not a winning proposition to run on Medicare for all. Well, they always say it's not a winning proposition to run on reparations. That's what certain progressives would say. It's not good to run on a black agenda. They don't feel that way about cancer student death. You know how many institutions or how many organizations or companies will lose their profit margins if they cancel student debt? You talk about a total restructuring of how America works. I'm not saying it's not necessary. I'm not saying it's not just. I'm just saying that is, you don't consider that radical? Why do you think it hasn't happened? It's radical as... You don't think it's that radical to say you want to give everybody health care? Do you realize what that would do to insurance companies, into hospitals, the changing, all the corporations that would be impacted by that, the companies that would go away, lose all their profit margins, not being able to overcharge, because the government ain't gonna pay that overcharging shit. So, but you don't consider that radical. That's radical as hell. I put out a video about this, and for some strange reason, no one talked about it. I know I'm the first person to bring this up because I didn't bite it from anybody. Even the best ideas, Johnson, that are most helpful to our arguments don't get legs. Well, like they say, Tim, no one's talking about you. Yeah, I notice. I notice. So it's like the progressives say they want black votes. The Democrats say they want black votes. We want something for those votes. And don't tell us that our desires, our needs, our demands are too radical. Yes, I'm a radical. Just as radical as you. Just as radical as you. So let's just be radical together. Let's all get radical, Johnson. Yeah, we lost a lot of people with that, didn't we? Wow. I lost 20 people just talking about that. Maybe it's because of the end of the show. It's a shame, Johnson. They want our votes. They don't want us. Then they want to tell us that what we want is crazy talk. There goes another 3. It's crazy talk to demand that the people that for 400 years work for free in this country, 400 years, that the descendants of those people not be on the bottom in this country. That's radical talk. Well, if that's radical, James Johnson, I feel good. I feel good. Call me radical then. Call me crazy. Call me Batman. Now you can call me Crazy Joe. Call me Crazy Joe Johnson. You just have to call me Crazy Joe. Yes, sure. Yes. I'm a radical, Johnson. Susan says she's a radical. And that's another thing. There are a lot of, look, whenever I talk about these things, if the shoe don't fit, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Please know that. Hey, Johnson. Hey. There are all types of elements. Black Lives Matter is run by some black women. But I'm not talking about all black women. My mama's a woman. My wife's a woman. My daughter's a woman. I love black women. When I talk about white progressives that are detached from reality, I'm not talking about all white progressives. Some friends of mine are white progressives. Some. Yeah. When I talk about people, XYZ people that do XYZ thing, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Like, sometimes I am, but it's not everybody. I'm never talking about everybody. I don't do that. I know some people do that kind of like they do that. Like, I don't know. It's like throwing raw meat at people angry. I don't do that, Johnson. Maybe because I worked blue collar, white collar, purple collar, nonprofit, for profit. I've been around, I met all types of people. It's just maybe my exposure's been more of different types of folks and different types of situations. Can't judge a book by the cover, Johnson. So, when we talk about America's problems, we talk about America, Johnson. America is a corporation. You taking that personal. Come on, Johnson. You know, we spend trillions of dollars on bullshit. If you knew how much we spend in trafficking, human trafficking, you would be appalled as I am. You know, more cops kill themselves than die in accidents or are killed by perpetrators. No one talks about it. Then when we say we need to change policing, they go, hell no! Why not? More cops kill them. They're not killing themselves because they're happy, Johnson, with their jobs. But see, they don't really care about cops. They care about using it to get a political outcome. It's to grease certain palms in order to get elected. Do you understand how this works? Because if you are part of an industry where more people are dying because they're depressed with their lives from doing that job, you wouldn't be sitting around going, well, you know, we need to defend that job. They don't care about cops. They use cops. Just like they don't care about soldiers. If they cared about soldiers, they would never send soldiers to do regime change wars. And then when the soldiers have PTSD, be like, are you sure you have a problem? As they step over them going to the metro. They don't really care about vets. They use vets. All this is usury, all of it. Just like they use us. They use you, they use us, they use all of us. But here's the deal, Johnson. Waking people up to the facts it takes a lot of work, so we got to work on that. Got to keep waking people up to the facts. But I'm not going to work with anybody who thinks I'm a mud person and I'm below them. I'm not a human being. That's not how that worked. I know people have been selling that line like they work with the KKK. What am I calling? My caller, I love my caller. Called up. I meant to say that. Hey, bro, whoa. That's the only part I meant to push back on. Yeah, Fred Hampton and them, I know. Fred Hampton was 21. He worked with some people. He worked with some people that were like rednecks or something. Yeah, but those people gave up their redneckishness. They took down their Confederate flags. They didn't work with a bunch of KKK people. Okay? It's part of the condition of working with them. They had to get rid of that shit. Okay? You don't work with a bunch of KKK people going, well, we all KKK, but you know. If people want you annihilated, they're not your friend. You can't work with people that want you annihilated. Because once they're free, they annihilate you. That's crazy talk. Let's just go in the, why can't we just go in the hood and get some more poor people? Why we got to go get the people that think that black people are not human people and try to work with them and convert them? Why don't we just go convert some of our poor people that are disinfected, who don't like politics? Let's go convert them. Let's go convert people who think politics never works for them. Let's talk to them. Why do we got to go talk to the people that hate black people? I know you don't want us to go talk to the black people that hate white people and be like, well, it's okay if they hate you. But we don't want them around the kids, Timothy. I don't want my kids around people that hate them. Hell, if Ron DeSantis in Florida has passed a law, we can't even make white people feel bad. But you think it's okay for people to be pushing the propaganda and the narrative that you're supposed to be around people that not only make you feel bad, but want you annihilated from the earth. And you think the people that are pushing that are good people. I'm trying to understand. So no, Johnson, we cannot go with this. Don't go with this. Throw off that bullshit. Those people were saying that because there's money in it. You can't convince me otherwise. There's money in it. Those people got money too. Those people got viewership too. And it's just having conversations. We're just talking. We can't have conversations. Once again, Ron DeSantis in Florida, they passed a law. You can't even teach lessons of information that makes white people feel bad about things their forefathers did. But you are listened to, give to. I see people propagate narratives that we're supposed to work with people who think that we are less than human, that we are subhuman, with no regard to how we feel about it at all. So white people can't feel bad about history, actual history. But we're supposed to feel bad about who we are. About the color of our skin, about the textures of our hair. Come on, Johnson. This is some shibbity shit. So this is Scooby-Doo would solve this in 2 seconds. Thelma and Shaggy, they would knock this one out. Wouldn't even need a whole episode. This ain't no mystery van for this. Don't even gas up the mystery van for this one. We know the outcome of this one right here, Johnson. So yeah, man, come on, man. Know when you being bamboozled. That's why people don't like me, man, because I'm real basic. It's like basic. Ain't nobody saying, hey, look, hey, you're not looking at the valedictorian or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying basic stuff. I'm old and I'm black, and you don't get to be old and black being dumb. I somehow made it, Johnson. Somebody said, what would Paul Mooney do? Paul Mooney would be a lot harder than me, Johnson. So say it with a joke. What would Paul Mooney do? Jesus Christ. He had people getting up and walking out too. That's right, go on to leave. Get your ass out of here. Can't take the heat, can you? Call me an N-word all my life now. You can't take the heat hearing me say it. You could call me it, but I can't say it. Get the hell out. Get your ass out of here right now, John. Fun times, Johnson. Fun times. That was a perfect analogy, Johnson. We are in an entanglement, and I don't know if we will or Jada. That's a good one, Johnson. Give it up for that one more time. That's the night. That's it right there. That should be the title of today's show. Tonight's show. Dustin Bitts, good evening, Tim Black. Was there an actual thing about BLM and a mansion? Yes. I saw that title somewhere, but didn't have time to look into it. Yes. A $6 million mansion, Johnson. In several homes. And lots of money given to other organizations in the form of grants that had nothing to do with black people being killed by cops. Ty says, Central Park Reservoir literally flooded over a whole black town, along with an alarming number of black towns. What in the hell? Johnson. Somebody was just talking about that recently. I saw a show where they had that in there. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm learning something from a show on TV. This is crazy talk. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think that's it, man. I don't know if I have anything else. BLM. We did good tonight, though. I feel good about us. We did the damn thing. So when is Joe Rogan and Bill Maher going to invite Tim Black on the show? When's that happening? Because I know all my Wolfpack have been tweeting and on Facebook and on Instagram telling them to bring on Tim Black, right? Right? Because we're tired of him bringing on people that don't push for us, right? Right? So look, man, we got to go on these platforms, make some noise. Bill Maher, I know Bill Maher's going to call me up. He should be calling me up any day now because we're tired of him bringing on corporate Democrats. Maybe it would be a good idea for him to bring on Tim Black to say what he's saying right now to the whole world. Who else going to say it? I don't want anybody back into it and kind of say it. I mean, just say it. I say it just like I'm saying it right now. Very plain. 14% of the population own less than 2% of the wealth. It's not an accident, Bill Maher. And it happened in a vacuum, Bill Maher. It's because our country went along with it. You can't do those type of horrible numbers without focus. It's like Shaq, who said he didn't practice for NBA games. He didn't practice. He said, why would I want to go and practice all the time when we'll get hurt? I'm going to get hurt during the game. I don't want to get hurt while I'm in practice. I ain't going to run up and down the court doing practice if I got to run up and down the court during the game. So all I'm saying is I don't expect me to do all that. So no, I did not practice. It's just practice. Like Allen Iverson said, why should I have to practice? I ain't going to practice. That's why they make the free throws. But when I really need to make the free throws, I made the free throws. That's when I made the free throws. So it wasn't an accident that he wasn't making free throws because he ain't practiced a lot. I didn't make the free throws because I didn't practice. I made the dunks. I made the dunks. I was in the paint. I was the big man. Feed the big man. Feed the big man. Feed the big man. Just feed the big man. Throw the big man the ball. I get you a ring. Don't throw me the ball. You get no ring. It's very basic, Bill Maher. It's very basic, Joe Rogan. That's all I'm saying. Let's get some conversions. Let's get some conversions, Johnson. Oh. Oh, you got him. Thank you, Johnson. Thank you for getting these assholes. Context matters. Give it for context matters. On the block button. Block button like a bug. Block. So we get these trolling bastards that come through. These trolls that come through. Katrina Watson. What's up, Katrina? How you doing? Good to see you, Katrina. Who's on? Anybody on? Yeah, they say, why spam us with smut? Because it works. They spam everybody who's live. And just look and see who's live, it's spam. And they create new accounts every day. And YouTube can't stop them. Sort of like the NYPD. Couldn't stop Frank James. Frank James was smiling when they arrested him. Like, I know y'all wouldn't even been arrested if I didn't give up. Look at y'all. But you know, Eric Adams got swag. We're from New York. You know, gotta have the swag. I'm gonna study him. I'm gonna be able to do an imitation of Eric Adams. I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna work on my Eric Adams impersonation. Because no one's doing Eric Adams. Maybe I'll get my big break. Yes, I do want to hear James' side of the story. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Kept on making this doomsday scenarios, and then what's he do? Contribute to the doomsday. He complained about all the violence in New York, and then what does he do? Contribute to it. This is insanity. Eric Adams, no, he's talking about James. Frank James, the shooter in the subway. The Brooklyn subway shooter. He wants to hear what the terrorist has to say for himself. He had videos out there, and I did get a chance to see some of them. But it's just him rambling, and hating black people and hating black people and saying black people should get away from white people and black people are stupid, deserve to be annihilated. Somehow people spun that into black supremacy when he's actually advocating for, calling for the eventual annihilation of all black people. This black man. But somehow that didn't make the talking points. How we deserve to be wiped out. Because we all didn't leave America. Meanwhile, he's still in America. This is the ramblings of a lunatic. And what's even more scary or more frightening about Frank James is there are people going, he just, I get it. I understand where he's coming from. You saw the films I saw? You saw the clips I saw? People just say anything, don't they, Johnson? It just... For real, Johnson, No, I'm not saying I agree with what he did. I'm just saying I understand he's upset. Yeah, everybody gets upset. I'm upset. It's all about what you do when you're upset. Everyone's upset. Do you know police officers abuse their wives more than NFL players? Kind of contrary to the narrative, isn't it? Don't want that one to get out. Kind of hard to say, Blue Lives Matter. Not their wives. Not their wives. Oh, and their children. But see, that's contrary to the narrative. And policing isn't 80% black, is it? So it goes against the narrative. Like the NFL is 80% black. So they have no problem sending that to America that the NFL is full of a bunch of women beaters and child abusers. But really, it's policing. It's just numbers, Johnson. You can look them up. It's not taught in schools, but we can all uncover the truth if we just Google. But see, it's against the narrative. See? If it's black, it can be labeled as bad. If it's white, it's good. Like devil cake and angel's cake. It's everywhere you look, Johnson. It's everywhere you look. Hey, man, it is what it is. We got to fight the power, Johnson. We have to fight the power. We start knowing all these things. I know these things. You know, it's easy to be angry, but you got to do something with your anger. You can't go hurting people in the subway. Come on, man. That's what. Now he's in jail for the rest of his life, and these people have to go through rehab. And the NYPD gets to pretend they did something. Lady Jackie said, is that why they took him into custody without shooting him? Wow. That's something, Lady Jackie. I don't know. I'm so glad they didn't shoot that man because I don't want to hear about it for the next 6 months. All the conspiracy. You know how many conspiracy theorist type channels are so upset that they did not shoot him? Because they have a scenario already. Insert name into this boilerplate, right? So that they can get all this viewership off this story. They already said it didn't happen. It's false flag. And this person, that doesn't look like real blood in the subway. And it's all types of, it's just, you don't even want to read it, man. And as always, the worst part of the people going, yeah, makes sense. Yeah. It's like, man, we don't got a shot if these people are in our species and these people breathe our air. We got to count on these people to get this country fixed. Well, you can't prove it isn't a hoax. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, Judge. I'm trying to tell y'all. I know y'all got something to do besides listen to me ramble on about nothing. Don't y'all? I know you do. Edwin Scissorhands, Frank, James Earl Ray, Lee Harvey sees an accident, just that picture sell to a news outlet. I don't know where you're going with that one, Johnson. Just read the comments. Aggravated progressive. Why are you so aggravated, progressive? Why are you so aggravated? Ramble on, dude. Look, the aggravated progressive, now he's getting aggravated. Ramble on, dude. Now, he was cool. He's cool. That's my brother. I got to be careful. I joke with people from this. I joke with my people. I see aggravated progressive a long time in the comment section. So when I joke about them, it's not to be mean. It's just joking. Got to be careful. Sometimes people can't take the jokes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean anything by it. You're not my enemy. These damn corporations are my enemy. These damn lying-ass corporate Democrats and these do-nothing, lying-ass, bigoted-ass Republicans as well. The corporate Democrats are just as bad. They're both bad. It ain't even about, we ain't got to measure badness. Do you want me to have a better life? They're both saying no. One says no, the other one says yes, but they mean no. They're like, do you want me to have a better life? They're like, yes. And I'm like, Republicans, you want me to fail? They're like, no. It's the same result, Johnson. Come on, man. I'm going to be like Chris Rock. I'm not going to speak about this until I get paid. I want to hear the context of that conversation. We said it as a joke. I'm not talking about it until I get paid. We don't even know what that means. But people are coming up with their own scenarios. I don't know what it means. By a lawsuit or by your tour or a sit down with, I don't know, Gayle King. I don't know what's it. Could mean anything. Welcome to the bullpen. Welcome to the bullpen. Wow. Yeah, the media is focusing on Frank James as opposed to the victims. That's because there are 20 victims and there's only one Frank James, Johnson. Isn't that something? That's why we keep getting so many Frank James. It's like America wants more Frank Jameses. I mean, they need it to keep this system going. They count on us to go crazy. Or, they count on us to lose it so they can sell those papers. Can't be focusing on stuff like poverty, wealth inequality. Got to be able to go to the shiny stuff. Oh, look over there. Look, guys, a squirrel, and it's flying. Hey, man, we need food. No, look over there, look. There's a car accident up there. And that's what they keep doing, Johnson. It's hard to keep saying it's accidental, but don't go so far to saying the accident's not real. There are more guns than people in America. 25% of Americans admit that they have a mental issue that requires is either mental or behavioral. And we have a lack of insurance coverage. You put those things together, just put them all in the same jar and shake it. Do you really want to say that when something happens, you go, I bet it didn't happen? You know we got more guns than people. A quarter of us that report. Imagine what the number really is. Imagine what the number is of people with psychological issues. Imagine what that is. if a quarter of Americans report it? Scary, right? Might make you want to shut the hell up when you go to NBA. Be a little bit more patient with the drivers on the road around you. You don't know who you're driving next to. Might want to keep your hands to yourself. Watch your tone at the Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, you might want to stay out of people's personal space. You don't know what might set them off. Might want to stop being a Karen. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised we have not had an incident where someone went ballistic on a Karen. I have never seen it happen. We are so, we're so good at containing ourselves, and that hasn't happened. But we'll go ballistic on each other, though, for stepping on our shoe at the club. And yes, I'm talking to black people. But these Karens get to totally be, I see brothers take it. Have that same reservation when dealing with people that look like you. That's all I'm saying, Johnson. Oh, now I can't say that now. I'm selling out. Don't say that in mixed company, Tim. Don't say that. We're airing out dirty laundry. I ain't everybody's laundry, Johnson. I feel you, though. They use it. They use it against us, don't it? I say anything real, they're going to use it. All the stuff I say about them, they ignore. They'll stick to the point I said. But he said this. Remember, Tim Black said, as they use that shit. All that stuff I said about the abusive stuff and about the Jim Crow and about the black flight away from the white terrorists, you left all that out. Just focus on that one part. One part. It's cherry picking, like. One part sifted through. Oh, there we go. There's the one we want to use from Tim Black. Let's use this one that's against the blacks. Gotta pick and choose. Tiffany Cross, invite me on your show so I can tell you the real shit. Let's do that. What about you, Zerlina Maxwell? So that's why we got to build up this platform, Johnson. Come on now while I'm still with y'all. Come on now, I ain't going to be this pretty forever. I'm losing my looks. Come on now. Tim, you never had looks. You shut up. Johnson, I want you to know this has been a great show. You're getting me through my grief. My uncle was a good guy, man. He had some issues that I just wish he would have been able to be in a condition of the mind state to enjoy his life more. That's the worst thing, man. Someone who you don't feel had the opportunity to really live their lives. You know, our lives are already cut short. We live short lifespans. But then to not be able to truly take advantage of it, and that's probably the most bitter pill of them all. So, in the memory of my Uncle Jeff, go out and have a great weekend. Make a fond memory. Do something that you want to do, Johnson. Whatever that is. All right, guys, that's it. I'm Tim Black, Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Tim Black and that on Instagram. I'm even on TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm on there. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm there. Yeah. I'll see you on the next one. Wolf Pack, Johnson. Wolf Pack. Shout out to my moderators who kept it going tonight. I appreciate you all. Shout out to my people on Facebook and Twitter. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Go to jointimblack.com. Jointimblack.com. If you ever want to watch the show and you're like, how do I get to the shows? Go to watchtimblack.com. Watch TimBlack.com. It points you right back to where the show is. That is it. That is all. I got nothing but love for you. I'm out of here. Mrs. Black, I'm coming home.
Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Most news shows are suspect. They don't focus on Black issues, and when they do, it's all fluff. How does that help your life? How does that help your family? How does that help the culture? They don't. The Tim Black Show is different. Tim Black gives you news for people who can't stand the news. Real, authentic, researched, entertaining, on point. Don't let nobody take your cornbread. Visit www.timblacktv.com today. Get Black breaking news, politics, culture from someone you can trust. TimBlackTV.com. Join us today.